In this video, we are going to discuss about Java programming constructs. For any programming language, there are three main pillars are there. One is data type. Then the second pillar is operators. And the third one is control structures. Without these three, we cannot complete a program. So in this video, we are going to discuss about Java data types, operators, and the next coming video, we can see control structures. When you come to data types, see in any programming, we will use data, some values. What type of data we are going to store that we have to define. So let me see what type of data the Java program will support. Broadly, we can classify the data type into two. One is primitive data types and another one is non-primitive data types. Primitive data types means the data can hold only a single value. Non-primitive data type means it may have a collection of different data types or different values. So this is non-primitive data types. So again, primitive data types we can classify into four, that is integer, float, character and boolean. When you come to integer, it based on the size of data, we can again classify into byte, long, short and int. So int can hold 4 bytes of data. So the memory it will allocate for integer data type is 4 bytes. Similarly, for short data type, it will take 2 bytes. Long data type, it will take 8 bytes, and byte, it will take single byte. Coming to float, we can use as a float or double. Float will have 4 bytes and double will take 8 bytes. Then character, it will take 2 bytes. Character, we can store single character. It will take 2 bytes of memory space. And Boolean, it will be of true or false. It will take 1 byte. Here, the value may be 1 or 0. 1 is true, 0 is false. All these data type are called primitive data type since it can hold only one value. See here, int num. Num is a variable which is of type integer and the value is 56. So at any point of time, we can store only one value in the variable num. So that is primitive data type. And the next data type is non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types, strings, arrays, classes, interfaces, and objects. These are all coming under non-primitive data type. Sometimes the non-primitive data types we may call as reference data type also, or we can say reference variables. So while creating object, it will be a reference variable. So that variable holds some set of data that is called reference data type. So if you have a class, let us have animal, and you are creating an object called animal, which is equal to new. So this animal, this is nothing but reference data type. Since it is not having a single value, it may have any values. So that is called reference data type. So the data type in Java can be broadly classified into primitives and non-primitive data type. These are all coming under primitive data type and this is coming under non-primitive data type. Next, we can come to variables. So variables is nothing but you are giving name to the memory location to store some data. Suppose you want to store value 10. So how do you store 10 and how do you refer 10? So we need a name to refer the value 10. So that is nothing but variable. So the variable means the value of the variable may change during the execution of the program. That is called variable. Some rules we have to follow while naming a variable. The first name must be an alphabet and the variable may be formed using alphabet, digits and underscore and dollar sign. Variable name can be of any length and we can use both uppercase and lowercase. but Java is case sensitive. Uppercase and lowercase both are different. And variable name should not be a keyword. Java programming has some set of keywords. So every keyword has its own meaning. So that keyword cannot be used as variable names. Next, declarations. So declaration is very, very important in Java programming. For any variable, if you are using, means it must be declared before it is referred. This is the syntax for declaration statement. Data type. So data type, it may be of primitive data type or may be of non-primitive data type, and name of the variable. So if you want to add 2 3 variables, means you can give like this using comma. We can declare like this. This is variable declaration. This is data type int a comma b comma c. We can give like this. Next, we can assign values to variable also. Just a is equal to 10, or directly we can initialize like this, int a is equal to 10. So this is the way we can declare variables. So for any variable in the programming, it must be declared before it is referred. Every variable has its default values. If you declare a variable as a boolean, the default value is false. For character, default value is null. Byte, default value is 0. Sort, default value is 0. Long and double float will have a letter, capital letter, and F and D to indicate the data type. So the value, default value itself will have like this. So this is the way we have to declare and initialize the variables and some of the default values of the data types. The next, identifiers. Identifiers is nothing but the name which we are giving to class, methods, variables, object, arrays, packages, interfaces. This is similar to variable. Variable we will use to hold some set of values. If you are defining a class, that time we will use the word identifier. So identifier, naming an identifier is very similar to naming a variable. The next, Java operators. Java have these following operators: arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, shorthand assignment operator, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator, bitwise operator, and some special operators. The operators is very similar to C++ programming. There is no much new operator in Java. When you come to arithmetic, here binary operator or unary operator, as everybody knows, binary operator means it has 2 operands. Unary operator means it has only 1 operand. And then relational operator, it relate 2 operands. So here less than, greater than, this is the symbol we have to use. This is a syntax. This is the way you have to use in your programming. Then logical operator, and or not. Again, this is the symbol for logical operator. And then shorthand operator, here we are combining the assignment and arithmetic operators together. That is called shorthand assignment operator. Plus equal to, minus equal, slash equal, asterisk is equal. We can use like this. It will be interpreted as a is equal to a plus 5. Similarly, b minus equal 3 is interpreted as b is equal to b minus 3. These are some set of operators in Java. Next, increment and decrement operator. Here, post increment and pre-increment. This is post increment and this is pre-increment. Here, it will do the operations and it will increase. Here it will increase, then it will perform the next operation. Both will increase the value by 1. Similarly, decrement operator, pre-decrement and post-decrement, we can use like this. It's for increment and decrement operator. Next, conditional operator. This is also very similar in C++ programming. Expression, if the expression is true, this statement, this value will be assigned, or this value will be assigned. So it simplifies the if statement, or it is very similar to simple if statement. Conditional operator. Next, bitwise operator. Bitwise operator, it will perform on bits, not as a whole. It will perform in a single bit. Bitwise and or exclusive or and shift left shift right shift and shift with fill 0. So these are the bitwise operator. So these are some of the operators we are using in Java programming. Some example I will give you here using operators. So just this is our IDE, Eclipse IDE we are using, and this is our package. Webinar 2 is our web space, workspace we are using here. And just you right click on your webinar and you select class. So just it will ask the name for the class. So just we can give arithmetic. We can give just we can practice arithmetic operators here. So your class file will get created here. So this is the name as here the name of the class and name of the file name should be same. And so now we can add our main method public static void main string as our input and argument. Now here we can declare the variable int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Two variables we have declared of type a and b. Since a I have used here, that is why it is giving duplicate declaration. Yes. Now we can use our system dot out dot println. We can display the value of addition and subtraction, multiplication. These arithmetic operations we can perform. Multiplication, then division, just slash, then modulo operator will return remainder while dividing a number by another number. So just to save the file, run. So you will get your output here. See, addition of A and B is 30, subtraction, multiplication, division, there is no quotient. This is a reminder while dividing the number by given number. So this is a way we can do all the arithmetic operation. Next we can see the conditional operator, how to do the conditional operator here. So just have removed all the lines and we can use, just we can check A greater than B. If A greater than B, it must return A, otherwise it will return A, otherwise has to return B. And so this is the operation we are doing here. So just we can run. See, in our case, A is 10, B is 20. So this is false. A greater than B is false. So it will return B. B value is 20. That suppose we can check the less. If A is less than B, then now we will get the output as 10. So this is conditional operator. This is very similar to simple if statement. Now one more operator we can practice here. Increment operator, pre-increment and post-increment. See here, I am giving the value of A is 10. Now I try to print A++. So what is the output you are expecting? It may be of 11. Just we can see what output it is giving here. Just it has printed n. So that is why this is post increment. It will perform the left hand side operation, then it will do the increment. Now in the next line again I am printing the value of a. You could see the increment has takes place. See, just the value of a is 11. So this is post increment. Let me try now pre increment. So pre increment, first it will do the increment, then it will go for print the given statement. So just you can give, see here you got the output 11. So just it will increase the value by 1, then it will go for printing. So this is some of the examples for arithmetic operations, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator. And then the relational operator also we discussed in the conditional operator. And the next IO statement. See, in my example, I have given output statement. So output statement here, we can use either println or print. See here, hello world. I am giving here hello world. So just I have given println, and another line I am giving here my program. And delete. See, when you use println, it will print the statement in. So hello world will print, the control will come to the next line, it will print. Suppose I am giving here only print. So print will print and the control will stay on the same place. It will continue the next print statement on the same line. So this is print and println statement. So as per our output requirement, we can use either print or println statement. Even printf also we can use, but mostly we won't go for the printf statement. This is a native code from C programming. And the next we can use input statement. So input statement as we can use in two ways. One is we can use buffer reader class, and another one we can use a scanner class. Here in this video I am giving you how to read from buffer reader. So buffer reader is a class. See, you have to understand two things here. The input will be taken as a stream, not as a character. If you go for C and C++, the input is taken as a character based, but here the input is taken as streams. That is why in the main method we are giving inside the argument we are giving as a string. It will take a collection of input as a stream of input. So that is why we are using input stream reader. So it will read a stream as an input from system.in. So here we will use three java.io.in package we will use. So in this package we have three libraries like system.in, system.out, system.err. System.out we are using for output statement. Similarly, system.in we can use for read input from the user, and system.err can be used for reporting error to the users. So these three methods or libraries we can use for printing or reading or reporting errors to the end users. So coming to the input statement, buffer reader, we are creating object. It is a class. We are creating object which is equal to new buffer reader of. It will take again input from input stream reader. See, whatever the input we are giving in through keyboard, it will stored in a buffer. So we have to take input from the buffer reader that will take your input from the input stream reader. So this is the meaning for this line. So we can split this line into two. That is buffer reader BR equal to new buffer reader. Then again these object you can use to create input stream reader. That both lines I have combinedly given here. Buffer reader BR is equal to new buffer reader of new input stream reader of system.in. And next, as I said, in the main method, it will read all the input in the form of string. That's why we have defined inside. So we need to convert. Suppose I want to take integer values. Okay, you can give the value as integer, but the system will treat that as a string. So we have to explicitly convert your input to integer through parseInt method. That is integer dot parseInt of your object as br dot read line, or we can use read also. Read method is there, read line method is there. Both we can use. Like this, we can read input from the user. Hope you are all understand. I will give you a simple example how to read input from the users. So just we can have here, just to give int a comma b, two values we can use here. So just we can give sorry, a comma b and system dot out dot println, enter the values a and b. So so just we have to buffer reader br which is equal to new buffered reader of new input stream reader of system.in. Here using this. So when you use this, we have to import the corresponding package. So just import java.io.asterisk we can use. So it has here buffered reader and new buffered reader of new input stream reader new input stream reader input STRAM stream reader of system.in. Now one more thing we have to remember here, one more bracket, extra bracket we have used, I think so. One is we have used one more bracket, just I'll remove this. Yes. Now we can read input a value. A is equal integer dot, since a we have declared as int, so br dot read line. A we have declared as integer, so we can take input like this. A integer dot parseInt of br dot read line. See here, when you use the input statement, we have to throw exceptions. So in your main method, we can throws IO exception. So whatever the error is arise, the exception will get raised. So whenever we are using input statement, we have to throw IO exception. So similar to A, we can read the value B also here. Then we can display the input, whatever the input the user is giving, we can display using value of A and B is, see, we can give plus A, and again we can give some space. So here plus is a concatenation operator to concatenate your values with strings, so that we can use here. See, plus it will print the value of A and B is the A value it will print, and leave space B value it will print. This is our program. Here we have given input statement buffer reader to read input from the user, and output statement we have given here. So just to save the program, run the program. Here enter the value of, you can see value of A and B. So just I am giving the value of A and B is somewhere we are seeing some error, exception in throwing error values. So just we can give the values again. See, 10 and 23. The value of A and B is, see, value of A and B is 10, 23. This is the way. See, in the previous run statement, I just simply enter. So enter will consider as null value. That is why it written exception statement. That is, we have defined here IO exception statement, it written. So this is the way we can run the program, and we can read input from the user, and we can process, and we can convert the input from the type string to integer type. So hope you understood about the basic pillars of programming language, like data types, operators.